Hey everybody, it's LaSorsa with Illustrated Properties here in West Palm Beach. I wanted to do a video, and I'm going to try to keep it short, about due diligence. When you are buying a home, it is probably going to be your biggest investment you're ever going to make. And just like any investment, whether it be a stock, a bond, or whatever, you got to do your due diligence. So what does that mean when you're buying a home, to do your due diligence? There's a few things that I always have my clients do, or I will do for my clients. Number one thing, let's start with permits, right? Have people pulled permits on the house? Do they have open permits? These are some major things that you really got to figure out. In West Palm Beach, you can go to an online website. You can see when was the roof last done, when was the air conditioning last replaced. Have they not done anything in the past 20 years? Or was there unpermitted work? If there's a house that you're really interested, I urge people to just go to the website, the county website, and just take a gander. It takes I don't know, it'll take you a minute or two. So when you go to the property, you know what questions to ask. If everything looks new and you're like, well, they haven't pulled permits in 20 years, well, you got an issue, so don't start picking out furniture. All right, you got to figure out what happened, right? So that's number one, permits. Do your due diligence on permits. The other things that you want to know about this house is, are there things that you're going to have to replace down the line, right? Is your roof 25 years old? Well, guess what? Most roofs have like a 30-year lifespan. They can be expensive. Air conditioning. When was the last time the air conditioning was done, right? Find out about major systems, because they're big cost. And actually, in some cases, like let's say in my house, the water heater was too old. I couldn't even get a mortgage. So the homeowner had to get the hot water heater replaced. And that's the same with roofs. If your roof is like beyond its usable life, then you're not getting a mortgage. So these are all things that you need to know. Hurricane protection. You may find an absolutely beautiful house and you're in love and you're ready to move in. You got to figure out, does it have hurricane impact windows? Does it have hurricane shutters? Does it have roof straps? Are there already, the corrugated steel things that you got to put on before the storm comes? And figure out what your tolerance is for preparation for a hurricane. Can you put on those metal slats? Some people, if you got a 2-story home, trying to get those things are heavy. I have them for a few windows in my home. Can you even get up on a ladder? You're going to have to pay somebody to do it. Do you want the ease of having hurricane impact windows, which you can just lock up your house and walk away? They're great for insulation, right? So you got to figure, if I don't have it, am I okay living with it, or am I going to have to pay to do it? So luckily, in your inspection period, you could have somebody come out and do a quote. Or if it's not your first rodeo and you can estimate, then you estimate. Another few things I always tell people to look at is like insulation. Do you have insulation in your roof? It matters, okay? And it's going to save you a lot of money. Hurricane impact windows, great for insulation. If it's an old house, do you have insulation in the walls? If you don't, are you okay with that? And then just kind of like to finally wrap it all up, even before, if you're ready to put an offer on a house, maybe it's a hot property, you want to put your offer in, and which is great. You obviously want to get things locked up, but get into the house as soon as you can and go with your agent and tell them, sit down, don't bother me, unless you want them to come with you. But take your time, take a legal pad. I was just looking to buy an investment property, and this is what I do, right? I go in, I look at everything, okay? What do you need to do, and how much is it going to cost? Now, I don't know the cost until I sit down and do some research, maybe make some phone calls. But even the little things, right? Are your electrical outlets like yellowed and cracked? Okay. Your light switches, are they yellowed and cracked? Do they look outdated? Somebody painted over them. It may seem like a little thing, easy to overlook. Just wait till you go realize that a dimmer switch is like $35-40, and then you got to get it installed. Or, you got 50 outlets in your house, right? You got to have somebody do it unless you want to do it yourself. These are all like really minor things that add up. Doorknobs, door handles, right? Have they been painted over a million times? Hinges. These are like the most minor things that you don't see because you're so freaking excited about buying the house. But when you get in there, you're like, oh man, this looks like this is a mess. Like these are really things that need to be done. And then you're dropping $1,500 on outlets and dimmer switches at Lowe's. You know, you're scratching your head like, how'd I miss that thing? I was literally scratching my head. Anyway, so just do that. Do this. Get your legal pad. Go down the line. If you got a good real estate agent, hopefully they're going to be able to kind of fill in some of the numbers for you right off the bat. You know, maybe they won't, but maybe they will. And you know what? For doing your due diligence, double check it. Even if they tell you, oh, well, this is going to cost that much money, don't trust them. Don't even trust me. Go do your due diligence because I may be wrong. I'm not a contractor, right? So maybe I paid for something, but maybe that was 5 years ago, and maybe it's not a valid price anymore, right? Or you can't find a guy to do it for that, or things have changed. Who knows, right? Do your due diligence. Make phone calls. That's what you have an inspection period for. And if you can, the first time you go see the house, if you're like in love, just do this because it's going to help inform you when you go to make an offer, right? This house that I was looking at, it was in Lake Worth. It was the cutest little cottage in the world. Me and my wife were in love with it, and we started to get crazy. We were like, oh, we love this house. We're picking out paint colors and blah, blah, blah. Well, I said, hold on. Let's be smart. Stop picking out the furniture already. Make the list. Well, in the process of making my list, I found out that it was going to cost about $50,000 to renovate. And I also found a potential mold issue. There was a problem that had been neglected that could have caused the joists under the floor to rot. At a bare minimum, there was probably some mold issues there. And I decided to crush my little dream. I just crushed it because I looked at the numbers and we couldn't negotiate any further on the price. They were being really firm on it. And I said, okay, these numbers don't lie. And I couldn't put that much money into the house and still have it to be a good investment. So do your due diligence. That's all I could say. You got to look out for you. Don't ever rely on anybody, no matter how informed or nice or whatever you think they may be, or even if they are nice and informed and want to help you. You got to look out for you. And I always tell people that, right? There's a lot of people out there that may misinform you or, you know, they want to move property and get things sold. And you know who's holding the bag when it's all over? You. It's happened to me a couple times when I was younger buying real estate. I had some unscrupulous people try to, I bought things that had like major problems. And when you start looking around for like who to blame, yeah, you could blame other people, but guess what? You're getting your checkbook out. Your realtor ain't getting their checkbook out. The previous owner ain't getting their checkbook out. I mean, if you want to write a check to a lawyer and start fighting that's a losing battle. So don't get into this situation in the first place. Anyway, I didn't mean to get a little aggressive at the end, but I want you to be careful. Watch out for yourself. If you need somebody there to help you and guide you through the process of buying a home and make sure that you have your eyes wide open and you don't get stuck in a bad situation, feel free to give me a call, 561-444-7716. That's 561-444-7716. I'm at LaSorsa at LaSorsaGroup.com, or you can just go to LaSorsaGroup.com. All my contact information is there. I'm in West Palm Beach here. I sell real estate in all of Florida, and if you are anywhere else in the country and you're looking for a top-notch real estate agent, I have relationships with people all over the country. So call me, and I'll help you. All right? Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.